What's going on, guys? We are currently in the middle of Snowpocalypse 2019. As you can see, tons of snow on the ground here in Oregon. I'm here to tell you about the e-fuel kit that I got for my 97 7.3. Got about 127,000 miles on her. And I resealed the fuel bowl. I didn't have any leaks from the pump or the banjo fittings, which is where normally people get leaks. But I just was not too happy with the performance, I guess, of the mechanical pump. In terms of when you open the lines up, it is not impossible, but it takes a lot of effort to get your truck started after you introduce air into the system because the pump is mechanical, right? So I guess the whole reason for me wanting to do this was because I resealed my fuel bowl, and that obviously introduced air into the system, and I was cranking on that truck trying to get it to start for a week. Okay, so if anyone's ever done that, you know that wears out your other components, and it's just kind of not very fun to replace a bunch of parts, keep cranking on the truck, having to keep recharging the batteries. It's just not a good time. So this e-fuel kit here essentially eliminates that problem, along with a couple others like leaks. Another thing too, when you have a fuel bowl, is there's the fuel bowl heater, there's a water and fuel sensor, and then there is the fuel pressure restriction sensor. And so the main issue, the fuel bowl heater, if that blows a fuse, it could throw a bunch of different symptoms at you and lead you chasing a bunch of issues that aren't really there. In reality, it's just your fuel bowl heater. So that's another reason that I wanted to get rid of the fuel bowl, is because the heater, just unreliability. I just wanted more reliability from the truck. I wanted to be able to open the system up and not have to worry about, man, how long is it going to take me to get my truck started after I open up the system? What kind of parts am I going to wear out, like my starter or my batteries, when I'm cranking on the system? So every time I need to do something, if I need to do something, fix something, what am I going to have to also replace from having to crank on the truck for so long? So that's just me personally. I just had a bad experience with resealing the fuel bowl and getting the truck started. And I just, after that, I was like, not the greatest design. I am a huge fan of things being mechanical and not electrical. So the pump, I'm not too opposed to it if there was another system that was able to get air out of the lines in conjunction with the mechanical pump. So if that was something, then maybe I would have kept the mechanical pump, because I'm definitely not opposed to things being mechanical. I do like that. I prefer that over electrical, because instead of chasing little pixies and unicorns and gremlins with electrical, you can just, oh hey, this gear is missing a tooth and something's not working there, so let's just replace that, right? So like I said, my main reason was just reliability. So let me go over the kit with you guys. Let me show you it all on the truck, and then I'll talk to you about price, what I paid for it, who I got it from, and everything like that. So let's take a look at the kit right now. And I'm gonna leave the truck off, obviously, because you wouldn't be able to hear me with the engine running in the background, because it's got a 3-inch downpipe and a 4-inch exhaust, so it's loud. All right, so we're currently right underneath the driver's side of the truck here. I chose to mount this kit on the outside of the frame just for ease of accessibility, I guess, and there wasn't any space on the inside of the frame without spacers that I could have mounted it to. So I chose to mount it on the outside of the frame here. As you can see, you got your Bosch pump here. You got your pre-filter, or your main filter, I guess I should say. And then you got your post filter right there. And so essentially, this line right up here, if you can see, that line right there, goes from your feed, and then your feed goes from here, filtered, to there, through the pump, and then the pump flows it through this filter, and then from that filter you go straight to the line on the inside of the frame rail. So you got two filters, and you got the ultra reliable Bosch pump there. That's what they use in the Super Duties. It's a really good pump, and even if it does go bad, I believe it's only $80 to replace it. Pretty sure it's like $79 off Amazon, or you can go to your local parts store or whatever. But it's not a very big pump. It looks like a pretty small pump. I'm not sure what the flow rate of it is, but it's a good pump. It's proven itself time and time again. This plate here is a custom plate I just welded together, like a skid plate for it with some, I believe this is 1/4-inch steel, just so no dust or anything kicked up onto it, no rocks or anything like that. And then these are just support if I ever run over anything. I definitely don't take the truck off-road or anything like that. I mean, I like this thing way too much to want to destroy it like that, but you know, just in case, I built that skid plate there. So let me see if I can crawl under here and get you guys good enough lighting to where I can kind of show you how it's plumbed underneath here. Okay, so as you can kind of see, I got a flashlight here. That's my fuel line that goes to the heads. So that runs all the way back there. There's your selector valve. And sometimes those lines are flipped from what I hear, right up top here. So sometimes those lines right there are flipped, and your opposite side of where I'm pointing will be the return like mine is, or excuse me, the feed like mine is, and sometimes this one where I'm pointing right at will be the feed. So you just have to check on your truck, verify with what's coming out of the tanks there. But there's your selector valve. There's the bolts that I have mounted. It comes with grade 8 bolts, which is awesome. And you just tap into the headline here. Okay, so there's your oil filter, and then right above it you can see that blue right there. That just taps into a freeze plug or a little bolt that's in there, and that's your oil pressure safety switch. So when that switch senses that the oil pressure is still present after 20 seconds, it will shut the truck, it'll shut the pump off to the truck. That way it doesn't burn up your pump if you're just trying to run the key to do whatever you want to do with the key on. So that's an awesome feature, and it's super easy to wire in. Crawl out from under this truck here. You see what I do for you? Yeah, I got my little flashlight here, so let's see if I can show you what's happening under the hood. It's a simple kit. It's not difficult to install whatsoever, and if you have any issues with it, I'm sure the owner of the company will be more than happy to help you with it. He helped me with it, so let's look at the kit under the hood. So I guess we'll start with the electrical. You can see my flashlight point right there. That's the relays that come with the kit, and one wire right there feeds right to the batteries. I've just got it linked up. There's the fuse right there, and then you've got another wire back in there that goes to the oil pressure safety switch. And then you've got the wiring that goes to the fuel pump. And so the wiring that goes to the fuel pump just runs right down there, and it's connected to the same thing as the oil pressure safety switch. It's in that same loom there. So you got your two relays, you got your power to the pump, and then you've got your power to the oil pressure safety switch, and then you've got your power from the batteries there. So I'm not an expert with wiring whatsoever, but it's pretty dang simple, and I'm sure there's plenty of diagrams and stuff out there that will help you, or the owner of the company will even help you. It's pretty dang simple to wire up, it really is. So the next thing that you have is the wiring that gives you the key on power for your pump, So there's the wiring that runs down there that's the power to the pump, and then there's the wiring that is the key on power for the pump. And so that wiring actually taps into where your old fuel bowl went into. Right there is the wiring harness. I moved mine a little bit. Usually it's down there in the engine, just a little bit more right in there, but I moved mine. You splice the wire for the fuel bowl heater, and then the pressure regulator and the water and fuel sensor, you just kind of kibosh. I just taped them up. So they're just not really doing anything there. That's it for wiring as far as, yeah, so we got power to the pump, we've got power to the oil pressure, yeah, so we got everything checked off there. So that's all the electrical. It's pretty simple. The kit comes with the harness pre-made. So next thing you've got here is the fuel pressure gauge, and so it comes with a Marshall fuel pressure gauge there, and then you've got your fuel pressure regulator right here, and then you're supposed to set it at about 60 psi or so, and I've got mine about 64, 65, somewhere in there. And then it comes with all your fittings, obviously, everything like that. And then kind of the magic, I guess, or the simplicity of the system comes from right there. Okay, so there's your, at the back, right there, you can see the bolt, okay? And that's where the original fuel pump hooked up to. So there's your fuel lines there. I forget the name, but it's a specialty fuel fitting there that's got the little circle in it that the banjo fitting goes into, and then it hooks up to your fuel pump. All great and fine, right? So the kit comes with 2 new gaskets, and then it comes with this block here that will hook into that, so you don't have to pull your turbo. So with this kit right here, you can see that my turbo, I didn't have to touch it, and I'm not scared of that leaking, knock on wood I guess. But it comes with 2 new fittings, and it comes with that block. And then so you just attach your AN fittings, your push lock fittings that you get with the kit, into that, and you make sure everything's tight. And then it comes with underneath, you can't really see it, but there's a freeze plug that goes inside where your mechanical pump once went. And so that's super easy, super simple. And then so there's your 2 lines, there's your return, and there's your feed, and those are all plumbed in. You don't have to touch those from the bottom, you just plumb those in right here. So alright, so it's pretty simple to do the e-fuel kit on your truck. This is a kit from Crude Diesel is the name of the company, and Ken is the owner of the company. Awesome guy to work with, super nice, very responsive with anything. I had a couple questions for him and he answered me right away. I actually found this kit from YouTube. I was looking through, and I've been looking to do e-fuel for quite a while actually, but everyone just wants a crazy amount of money for their kits. So I don't know, they're just super proud of them I guess, and they don't even use like the Bosch pump or anything like that. So after looking for quite a while, finally something just came up a little bit ago, and I was like, let's try it. So I'm super glad I did. I like it a lot so far. I've been running it for about 2 weeks now, and it's good. It's a lot better. I've already had to open the system once. I changed the fitting just for aesthetic purposes. You saw that the fuel lines in there, they're kind of looped around. I'm probably gonna fix that in the future, but it was getting late and I wanted to get the kit together, so I just kind of looped them around and figured I'll figure it out later. But anyways, I opened the system up to change a fitting for aesthetic purposes, and when I just went to key on, I could just hear the pump priming and the fuel was running, and I heard the air circulate back into my tank and it bubbled up, and that was one of the best sounds I might have ever heard, because that meant that system was good to go and the truck would fire up just fine. I didn't have to wait forever to crank it and run into a bunch of issues with it. So that was a really good first experience there. So like I said, I've had the kit for about 2 weeks, and it's good. It's definitely good. He's got a eBay store, and then I believe you can also deal with him other ways, but his email, I'll leave it down in the description below, as well as a link to the eBay store. And like I said, awesome guy to work with. Super simple kit. It's nothing crazy, but it works. So you know, it's just a simple e-fuel kit that doesn't cost $1,400 like some of these people want for their kits, just because they have these mounting brackets that they took infinity to try to create. So I'm personally very satisfied with the kit. I've been, like I said, probably like 10 times now, I've been wanting to do it for a while just for reliability's sake, and so I'm super glad that I was able to get it done, and it wasn't crazy complicated like I thought it might have been. So once you break it down, it's not hard. So if you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. This is my first video, I guess, about my truck. I've made other videos about other things before that you might go back and look on, but those were related to like travel and competition I did. But this is kind of my recent hobby or thing that I've been liking recently, is working on the truck. So it's pretty fun, and I got a lot more things planned to do to it. I don't know if I'll make videos about them unless you guys want me to make videos about them. If I get a good response on this video, I don't know. But anyways, like I said, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, if there is a next one.